Hey, what up, Doe? Thank you for tuning in. How you guys doing? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. The first Monday of the new year. I know some of you had to go to work. Not me. Had the day off because the new year fell on a weekend, so I got the day off of work. So, but hope you guys had a good holiday. The Christmas was well for you guys. I hope New Year was fine. You didn't get no trouble. We don't need no trouble starting off the new year. So, all good. But I hope you guys had a good holiday. Before we get into a couple of stuff, wanted to share a tidbit that came over the wire from the Hollywood Reporter. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. Here it is. Um, the next Marvel movie, not Marvel Studios, but Marvel movie with Sony. Jared Leto's Morbius. It got pushed back because of the Omicron surge. Uh, the movie starring Jared Leto has set a new release date of April 1st. Amid the Omicron surge, it was supposed to come out late this year, the 28th. Sony and Marvel film had already been delayed several times due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In January, Sony announced the film would move from October 2021 to early 2022. So it was supposed to come out this month, but decided to move it back again. So it's all good. And you guys don't know what Morbius is. Leto stars as Michael Morbius. This is a character from Spider-Man, a guy who had a blood condition. He tried to treat it, and he accidentally got powers like a vampire. And if you've seen the trailer, this thing looks kind of good. So it's been pushed back again to April 1st, which is funny because we'll get the Batman, DC's The Batman, on the, I believe, the weekend of the 26th, March 26th. And then a week later, we get Morbius. So we got back-to-back bats going on. So to share that info with you guys. So just keep in mind and all that kind of stuff. So we got into the new year, but 2021 decided to nail us, break our hearts with the death of Betty White, which I thought was just cold-blooded. I mean, this was the golden age. She's been around for years. A lot of you know her from Golden Girls, but she also was Mary Tyler Moore. Had a couple of shows here and there, all that good stuff. And a lot of people don't know she used to have a variety show back in the day. And her variety show actually started on KTLA in January of 1952. It was actually the Eddie Albert show, but he got called for too many, not too many, yeah, you might say too many acting jobs. So she took over, and then in '53, NBC needed something new because they had a weak lineup, and that's when they got Betty. In case you heard the story about Arthur Duncan, the tap dancer, African American. Now, I think there was a confusion him being a guest. He wasn't a guest. He was actually a regular performer on the show. And all of a sudden, when the show went national, we started getting those boys down south at the television stations talking about, we're going to boycott, you keep him on the show. And Betty just said, screw you. He's staying. In fact, I'll give him more time. You got to understand, Betty was not only the host, but she was the producer. And you're going to tell her what she can do with her show. So she did do that. Now, what I'm going to show you is one of her episodes. And I bet those boys down south would probably lose their mind when they saw this. Let me pull it up here 1 second. And she featured a guy named Ralph Richardson, a little kid. And I'm going to play this for you right now.
Something we've been wanting to do. We've been wanting to remind you that today is Wish Day, which kind of makes every Monday kind of special for us because we get a chance to Well, over the weekend, I was sort of spending a little bit of my time wishing I was back home again. Not that I mean anything against New York. It was just a wonderful, wonderful time. But even in 2 days, you can get a little bit homesick for certain things. Right now, we have a gentleman we'd like to have you meet. He's a guest on our program today, and we'd like to have you meet him right now, Mr. Ralph Richardson. Come on in here, Mr. Richardson. Hi, how are you? Is it Ralph? How old are you, Ralph? 10. Is it all right if I call you Ralph? Mm-hmm. Is it okay? Will you call me Betty? Well, you know what I've been kind of wishing for today? I've been kind of wishing that a fellow would come on and sing a Christmas song. You know, we haven't had any Christmas songs at all on the program. Do you like Christmas songs?
Sometimes.
I understand you make up a lot of your own songs, don't you, Ralph?
When I'm at home, I do.
Have you ever sung on television before?
Mm-mm.
Well, it's very special for you to come on over here and sing for us. We really appreciate it. I hope you know that. What do you like to do, mostly?
Mm,
You have any favorite games you like to play?
mm-mm.
You have any...
Favorite is baseball. Things.
What position do you play?
I play it if I tag up for.
What do you do, tag up and holler which particular position you want to play that day? And whoever gets there first, I guess, that gets to pitch, isn't it?
Mm-mm. It's to be up first.
Oh, you'd rather have your ups, of course. I forgot. How about television? You ever watch television?
Every night that I can.
What's your favorite program?
Space Patrol.
Do you like space things and things? Ralph, you weren't the fellow I heard that saw a flying saucer, were you?
Mm-hmm.
When was it?
That's true, too.
I'd like to hear about it. I'm very interested in it. Where did you see it?
When I was living over where I used to live in Los Angeles,
Well, what did it look like?
just round and white.
Round and white?
And then the next day, I heard it in the paper, not the paper, but it's this book where the named Marine saw him, too.
Were you scared?
Or should I be scared?
Well, that's the best answer I've ever heard. I'll buy that answer right this minute. Why should you be scared? Maybe somebody's trying to get acquainted with us. You can't tell. You shouldn't be scared of that, should you?
Uh-uh.
Oh, I like that. That'll stop me in my silly questions. What else do you like to do? What do you want to be when you grow up, Ralph?
Well, I might be a writer or singer.
A writer or a singer? Well, maybe you could be both. A lot of times you can do that, can't you? Maybe
Yeah,
write
but
your own songs.
I would have to concentrate when I couldn't concentrate on both things.
No, I guess to do anything well, you have to put your whole heart and soul into just that one thing.
I
don't
know.
you? Which do you enjoy doing the most?
Well, singing to the boys when I go to bed.
What kind of songs do you sing?
To just make them up.
Just any kind? Do you just pick a subject, or do you just start singing and see what happens?
I do both.
Both of them? What is your favorite song of all the songs you've ever sung?
Well, I don't remember the songs. I just make them up and forget them.
That's the best way. You ought to write them down. I wish you'd sing us a Christmas song, though, today. That's one of the reasons. We also wanted to get a chance to get acquainted with you, but we thought it'd be awfully nice to have our very first Christmas song on the program sung by you. Would you step up here and sing one for us? Ralph Richardson.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round your bed, and your mother and child, only in the hotel sleep in heavenly peace.
Now, that was nice having him on there and singing the national anthem, good grief. Singing Silent Night. And like I said, those good old boys must be losing their mind down there in the South during this time. If I'm right, the complaint for Arthur Duncan was around maybe I think Thanksgiving time. So this is probably a week after she brought in Ralph to come on and sing. So fun time, but it gets a little better after this. So check it out.
Thank you ever so much. And I know fellas don't like to have a girl put her arm around them. I forget sometimes, you know. But you know something else? You know what these are? These are magic stairs around here. And when you stand on these, even when it's to sing a beautiful song like that, all of a sudden you find yourself starting to have all sorts of things happen. And if you close your eyes, you might start to try to wish and see what happens. Let's try it. Well, something happens. You want to take a look? You like cake? Do you? Well, so I hope this is one of the times because it says, Happy Wish Day to Ralph, and it's a real snow scene and everything. Will you take that back to Boys and Girls 8 in Altadena and share it with your friends? Frank, what do we have here?
Well, Ralph, here's a complete Gilbert chemistry set. Fun with nuclear physics. I hope you have a good time with it, Ralph.
And Bill?
Here's a high-powered hunting rifle for you. Real scope on it, too. Happy Wish Day.
Happy Wish Day, Ralph. Here's a fire engine, and the ladder goes up and down.
Thank you, Arthur.
I think I'll sit it here on the floor.
Eddie Robertson?
Hi, Ralph. Gee, I suppose you've heard of King Arthur's court. Well, I have all of the equipment here. You can play Sir Lancelot, you know. The swinging sword there, too. Happy Wish Day, Ralph.
And Dick?
Hi, Ralph. Happy Wish Day. Here's a walkie-talkie set for you. You have a lot of fun with that.
How about you, Rock?
Ralph, we'd like you to have this fine leather craft hobby set. Think you can make something out of that?
Yes,
I'll bet you can, too.
Fast.
That's right.
Happy Wish Day.
Lots of things.
Dzień dobry, Ralph. Ja mam dla ciebie ładne odzienie. Who? One pant.
What did he say?
I was like, too, what did he just say? Come here, breaking stuff, talking all kinds of stuff. I don't even know what he said. That was funny, though.
Ralph, we wander around here sometimes ourselves. We just smile and nod.
Ralph, maybe you can understand this. This is a Rebel construction kit. You can build 4 giant airplanes out of this. Happy Wish Day.
And Del Sharbutt?
See, Ralph, have you ever seen 3D pictures? Well, you'll have your own with this Viewmaster. And oh, look, you've got all kinds of reels. A day at the circus, cowboy stars, and you've got everything here.
Thank you.
Thank you,
You want me to
Del.
hold this for you? I'll put them over there.
And not only that, but you know, we don't want you to go on back home and not have some gifts for your friends. So we have some gifts over there for all your friends. If you'll take them back and pass them out for us. Will you do that?
Up.
And we have also a complete set of the Book of Knowledge, a 20-volume set. That's the world's famous encyclopedia for children, famous the world over. And if you'll take that back home, there's also another complete 20-volume set of the Book of Knowledge, sending your name to the Home for Friendless Children in Newport, Rhode Island. Is that all right? Okay. And not only that, but we understand that you boys and girls over there are trying to establish your own newspaper. Well, thanks to Ditto Incorporated, that's going to be possible because they're seeing to it that the home gets a Ditto liquid duplicator so you can make as many copies of your newspaper as you possibly want to. Will that be all right? Mm-hmm. All right. And I think it's pretty exciting, and I also think for a fellow whose favorite program is Space Patrol, I think you ought to meet Cadet Happy, don't you? Lynn, come on in here.
Hi, Ralph. Glad to see you. Commander Corey gave me a few things to bring you, too, for you. Here.
Oh, thank
There's an
you.
official Space Patrol flashlight and a watch for you.
What?
And a watch, a couple of records. The Decker maid tells the whole story of how I got to belong to the Space Patrol. And a space helmet, too. No less. Yeah. Smoking markets.
Thank you ever so much,
Sure.
Cadet Happy. Can you do that?
Yeah,
And not only that, but the telefilm company is also going to see to it that you have actual motion pictures to show every week over at the home. Will that be all right? I'll tell you later. Happy Wish Day to you. Happy Wish Day to you. Happy Wish Day, dear Ralph. Happy Wish Day to you. And your big wish, a roll fast bicycle. Okay?
Damn.
What do you? I say okay? Are you receiving me in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we certainly hope that you're happy with these things, and we hope you'll kind of pass them out to your friends back home. Will you, Ralph? Is it all right for him to take the helmet off? I mean, is he?
Well, you might not be able to breathe, but...
Are you all right here? Just verify that.
All righty.
Little Austin, thank you so much for
my
coming
God.
over
I mean,
here.
How do you turn the
Betty White is such an angel, and this is I was trying to find the Arthur Duncan video where he appeared on the show, and this came up because, like I said, he is just a regular on the show. I thought he was just a guest, but he was there. Gave Ralph gifts. Ralph got the hookup. I wish I had a hookup like that. Jeez. And taking toys back to his friends. It was nice to see this. And unfortunately, due to what was going on, her show got canceled. Figure that, it was part of NBC, and then, probably complaints from down south, ratings wasn't doing too good, whatever. So that's pretty cool. Now, the other thing that popped up over the weekend, and my boy Robert Storms was talking about it, and I believe Mr. John Campy was talking about this earlier too. Let me pull this up here. Did it pop up? Yes, it did. Basically, what happened first was there's rumors that the new Flash movie was going to erase John Snyder's work from DC, the DC movies, which means Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League. And I think that what the story was basically around in the Flash is basically the story Flashpoint, where Flash used the Speed Force to go back in time, and he altered reality. So some people said they got to see a little bit of the screen of the movie and said that's what's going on with this movie coming up, saying they're going to erase Ben Affleck as Batman and Henry Cavill as Superman. That's why you got Michael Keaton coming back in the Flash and going to be in the Batgirl movie. In fact, they're going to just have Batgirl and Supergirl taking the place of Batman and Superman. But Ezra Miller came out today to deny the rumors what this is going on. Recently, rumors have begun to pop up that seem to suggest that Warner Brothers' upcoming The Flash film will essentially reconning the previous DC Extended Universe films and thus erasing the Snyderverse, according to the Flash star Ezra Miller, though that doesn't seem to be the case. According to a recent Reddit post, Miller replied to the direct message of a fan expressing concern that the upcoming film would be erasing Zack's movies. In his response, Miller explicitly denied that from happening. No power or force in any known megaverse would or could ever erase Zack Snyder's mighty works, said Miller. You can take that quote, take that to the bank, to the press, to the schools, to the military, and the other pilots of capitalism. I'm forgetting because of that thing where if you try to think of a group of things, you always forget one of them. The recent rumors began popping up late last week, and point to the fact that Michael Keaton will be reprising his iconic role as Batman in both The Flash and Batgirl. So Edwin Miller has come out and said, don't believe it. Don't believe it. So is it a good idea? To recon, basically reboot. They do it in comics all the time. They do reboot characters all the time. They'll change their storylines. They'll he got this power from here and that. I did like Kendrick as Superman. I had no problem. I enjoyed Man of Steel. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I enjoyed it. Took me some time to get used to Ben Affleck as Batman. Didn't mind it. Liked it. But to start some other things, the plan to start fresh without them, I think was wrong. But like Miller said, we're not doing that. So it remains to be seen because DC's track record is not good. I take that back. DC track record is not. I'm not saying it's DC's fault. It's Warner Brothers' fault. They're the one making the DC movies, and like some people said, they don't have a Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige that runs Marvel Studios. They don't have that one guy to say no. You got to do it this way and that way, and that's how they get a hit. Okay. It's just a sad situation over there because DC has been putting out stuff for years, and they could have been way ahead of Marvel doing a Justice League, Crisis on Infinite Earths, all this kind of stuff, but kept on doing their own thing. And then when Marvel came around, they started doing a rush job on all their characters and not doing Warner Bros. Not doing well with these movies. Telling directors you got to change this, or forcing directors to take over when somebody's out. And I believe if Zack Snyder had took care of their universe, they've been rolling. They'll probably be on par with Marvel Studios. So for right now, they're saying that, Miller's saying they're not reconning everything. It's not what you think it is. We'll see how it goes down the road. I think they said they finished it, but I don't know if they got a date yet. The film is currently set for November 4th this year. Okay, so it's set for November 4th. So we will see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Stay tuned for more content. If you like this, please share it. If you like it, please like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe for future content. I appreciate you all for tuning in. You guys have a good evening. Once again,